So it being 7:10 on July 18th, we're going to start conservation meeting. It is being recorded by Area 58, which you can view on YouTube. Let's see, present, Peggy, myself, Ed, and Kim. Okay, and the first thing on the agenda is the notice of intent for 359 Plymouth Street, and they want to continue this until, do we have a,
I'll put a motion forward for it.
8/1, August 1st at 7:05.
okay, motion?
I put a motion to continue 359 Plymouth Street for 8/1/23.
And what time? Or do we not have to say that?
7:05?
7:05.
Okay, second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then just one question, is the copy of the stormwater report upstairs, Peggy? So I
The what?
can-
I'm sorry.
The copy of the
Stormwater.
stormwater report, is it upstairs so I can come and view it?
359?
No, I don't have it printed. It's 277 pages, so I haven't printed it, but I can email it to you. So I have
Awesome,
it. Yeah,
that way
I can
I'll
do
read
that.
it before 8/1.
Okay, yeah. I will email it to you tomorrow. 307 stormwater report to Kim.
Okay, then next on the agenda is 0 Highland Circle and 69 Summit Street. This also is to be, have been requested to continue.
I put a,
Put a motion in to continue, is it 8/1 also?
It's
8:15.
for August 15th at 7:05.
Put in a motion to continue 0 Highland Circle and 69 Summit Street till 8/15.
Okay, and second,
2023.
I second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
This gentleman here is for 383 Plymouth Street. It's the asphalt driveway.
Oh, okay. Jimmy.
Oh,
Don't we have to do this first? We have to do
Should we
the,
do the 7:10 first?
oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
The one? Oh, sorry, yes.
Almost there.
Almost there. I just skipped right over a whole thing.
Okay, and then the next thing on the agenda is 111 River Street. And that is, we're going to look at the peer review estimates and decide if we're going to, if any of them are ones that we want to choose. So we have two of them. We have one that is from Ecological Land Management for $3,000, and then Ecosystems submitted a peer review for $9,000. And then we have descriptions of what each engineer plans on doing for that.
Yes.
When I was reading through the emails that Peggy sent to us, and a lot of the different documents, I didn't see any discrepancies, and I don't know if the other board members or Peggy did, with the $9,000 estimate versus the,
Yeah, because they didn't send it, so I asked them to. So if you, so when you go through here, sorry, keep going.
that's okay, I don't know.
No, that's,
Oh,
I
that's- I
don't
don't
know
wanna-
what you're talking about, so.
Yeah.
So this is, they asked for, we sent it to Ecosystems, and
Right.
it was the 9,000. They asked if we could send it to more, so I did.
Yeah,
And this is, that's one that didn't, so this really is, it starts right here. Ecosystems, what the 9,000 entails, and this is what the 3,000 entails.
okay.
Just so you have an idea.
Thank you, that was,
I just got the other one today, so. And if I'm not mistaken, and I will double check, if the quote is under $10,000, it's Concom that has the sole discretion to choose.
Any thoughts?
One thing that concerns me is the ecosystems. They might ask for more money down the line, additional money.
The
As they go
eco
along?
land management, you mean? Ecological land management?
Yes.
Okay, they're both eco. There's ecosystems and
And-
ecological land management, yeah.
This is eco systems.
So ecosystems is the 9,000.
Yeah.
Ecological land management.
Oh, okay,
is
he's just
the
giving an opinion, all right.
6,000, yeah.
And that, one, I don't know if I have that one in my Brandon's thing. Do I?
So this
Am I
is,
missing it?
you might have got it, you might have got it mixed. So this is from, that's the, yeah, that's, good morning, yeah, it's over here.
This is just more.
This is ecosystem is the big one, and this is,
That was,
So the ecosystem's set in stone for the,
Set in stone. What,
and the other one, he believes, well, we didn't really hear from them, most likely will go
it
higher.
was,
yeah, there's an email in there with what his entails. the
it's,
other gentleman.
Yeah, but,
not as,
no, yeah, it's brief, but
yeah, it doesn't,
yeah. If you look at it, like, ecosystems already discussed things that he feels like it's gonna have to be done with different plans.
he has a little,
Sorry. I'm kind of lazy.
too many pages.
We do, but
right here. So this is what he's saying his entails.
that's his description of his estimate.
So I just wanted you all to have the facts before he has made a decision, because the applicant's attorney is asking that you choose tonight so they can
Go
move
forward.
and get the peer review done.
I'd be inclined to
They're, just so you-
prefer the,
they're requesting you go with the ecological land management for the 3,000. And that's why I wanted you to know what each one entailed.
So, either one, I assume if there was a need, the price could go up. After reading Brandon's from Ecosystem Solutions, it's very detailed of why he's so high, and it
Right.
states a lot of people won't follow through, and that the work is done incorrectly, and there's that fee just in case they don't want to pay more. Versus if we go with the lower one, and everybody may walk away, or there may be different things, and Brandon explains why his cost so high, it's extremely
Right.
detailed. We'd probably get a better delineation and a better report.
Better peer
and we
review.
know- And a better peer review, and we know that he's gonna come to more than one meeting and not virtually, and he's happy to work with the board of Peggy if need be, and the homeowners, versus presumably virtually, which is really, really hard. I mean, it's easier down here in the selectman's office, but it doesn't give us any details of what he's gonna do. It doesn't explain the process, and, noted in the bottom sentence, going back to the ecosystem solutions, he's already noted multiple issues
Right.
with the property already being flagged, maybe typo errors, maybe other issues, and already has a great amount of questions. I'd personally be more inclined to go with the higher cost, because it seems like we may get more, and that they most likely wouldn't ask for more money. But then, if we pay 9,000 and he doesn't need it all, would we get a little bit back?
That is an estimate, so
Okay.
Brendan estimates at the higher end of the spectrum. So if he feels that something doesn't need to be done, if he doesn't spend the time that he thinks he will, then the cost will go down. That's not the actual, that's just the estimate.
okay.
And I said Brandon, I apologize, it's Brendan, I said it's Brandon, not Brendan.
Do we want to take a vote on this, or do we have any other questions or thoughts?
I don't do that.
I don't, I just, there's such a discrepancy, it's kind of crazy.
It is.
Like usually if it's like
I
within,
did send it out to 4 other companies.
And they
2 didn't respond, and 1 said that because of their workload, they weren't able to have it
Isn't it
for
such a
tonight.
large-
Yeah. Yes, because it's so big.
Gosh, awesome. So I would agree with you as far as going with the $9,000 bid, because I think he's going to do not that the other company wouldn't, but I think
I feel
more apt to get a
just the
better,
way that the descriptions are written to us for the estimates, that we're getting more for our buck through the ecosystem solutions versus the ecological land management.
So-
I just wish that the equal on land management, he only, what's Brian, that he had just given a little more detail
Right.
and done a little more.
Yeah.
Because it almost seems that he'll go through that 3,000 really fast,
Right.
and that we're gonna need to come up with a little more.
So,
For unforeseen circumstances, you mean? right?
Yeah, the client will have to come up with more.
The client will, yes.
so do
Yeah.
Lean will, yeah.
you want to make a
Just
motion then? Oh, wait a minute,
For the
sorry.
record, the approximate total cost is $9,570. I have that 9,000 on the agenda, but that is the actual estimate. And again,
Okay.
it's just an
An
estimate.
estimate.
Can you read that one more time?
9,570.
No change?
No change.
Okay.
No.
So I make a motion that for 111 River Street for the peer review, that we choose Ecosystem Solutions with their estimate of $9,570.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Done. And then,
I think it's
Now we can.
now we can,
5:15.
Oh, this one.
Rapunzel.
I
think that's
yes. So,
383. It's the driveway. The
383 Mont
Oh,
Ponce.
383, sorry.
3 month
no,
contract.
no.
Yes.
Is that
In-
the circle
Yes.
road? Okay.
We
I just
sent
wanna make
you
sure
a
we're
le-
talking about the same thing, right thing.
We sent you a letter about the driveway.
Yes.
Yes. So if you have property that's within 100 feet of the wetlands,
Yep.
then you would just have to come before us for anything that is done in that area. You had to repave the driveway.
Right.
Was that within 100 feet of the pond? Or-
Parts of it are within 100 feet.
Yeah, so for that-
Majority of it's not, but parts of it are.
So for that reason, you would have come before us, just to do a notice of intent so we know that you're working within that buffer zone.
Okay.
And for that, it's like, I don't know if it'd be a notice of intent or an RDA for a driveway.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Notice of intent or an RDA for a driveway.
RDA after the fact?
Repaving. It's gonna be an after the fact.
After the fact.
I think it's an RDA after the fact.
Okay, so,
It's cheaper.
yeah, so we're just gonna have you file an RDA after the fact, since it's already been done. Peggy, can you like give them the forms or show them where to find them?
I can, if you want to write your email, your name and your email down on that paper, I will email you all the paperwork
Okay.
tomorrow. The RDA is much cheaper than the NOI. It is, that's 225.
225?
We try to figure
Because
this
it's an
out.
after the fact, it's a little bit more expensive than if you had
Because
come
it has to be
before.
filed with the state. Anything, it's actually state law, not conservation law, just a conservation law. And it will have to be filed with the state.
Okay.
So the total would be like 225 with the paperwork.
So like basically because I didn't fill out a permit or something?
It would have cost you, no, it would have, you would have had to do a notice of intent or an RDA.
It would cost 75 if you did it before.
Yeah.
Like when you usually have a project done, you come before the committee, oh, can I do this? Then we say, okay, yes, because it was paved at one point.
Yeah. It was a commercial building at one point. The whole front yard was tar,
Yeah.
which obviously I wanted grass, so we moved it up to the driveway. No, I'm only asking because I'd like to, the company I hired, I'd like to go back to them. I want money from them because, as a professional plumber, if I go to your house to replace your water heater, I go to the town.
Right.
I get the permit. The homeowner has nothing to do with it. So I hired this guy, he has a lot of money. So if there's
You would come
additional
back.
fees and stuff, like, he should have known that and told
Right.
me. Obviously, I was
Yes.
unaware of this.
So-
So can you give me something that's,
Yes, you-
so that way I can bill him for it?
You
'Cause it
put
should
the
have been in
email
his
on there
estimate.
and I will put, the state, everything, like
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of I think it's the Wetland Protection Act, right? Right in there, yeah, I'll send you
That's fine.
that clause and all that.
All right, cool.
All right?
That's
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah, and then in the future, if you ever want to do anything on the property,
yeah.
just come and check with us first.
Okay.
And it's good for like 3 years. If you have like a wish list,
Yep.
say, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, then you come before us, explain what you want to have done. We say yes or
That's
no.
only if it's within 100 feet, so like.
Yes.
Yeah, if it looks like
a
it-
wall in front of my house, but that's like 125 feet from the water, so I don't have to worry about it.
Then you wouldn't have to worry
Yeah,
about
so,
it.
yeah, that would only be the building department.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only if it's within that 100 feet.
Okay.
That's what the state says.
Right?
Okay.
And thank you for coming in and.
Yes.
We appreciate
Yes.
Oh, no problem.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
as soon as I got it, I called because
Yeah.
if there's a problem, I want
It was me, yeah.
Yeah.
fix it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's, oh, so you're who it's.
I am, yes, yes.
Yeah, obviously, if there's a problem, I want to fix it. You know, if you hire a professional company, usually they take care of all this stuff.
Right.
So when I got the letter, I was a little shocked, like, what did I do wrong? I hired someone that has a legit business, insurance, like, I didn't do anything wrong,
Right.
but no problem.
But again, yeah, thank you for coming in.
No, not a problem at all. I'd rather get it out of the way than have it hanging over my head. Yeah.
Okay, go on to the next thing.
Yep,
All right,
he's
so-
good. I'll send him everything tomorrow.
Perfect. So Farm View Estates,
Yes.
that one is still waiting.
That is the one that the attorney asked for certificate of compliance. It's the subdivision down there from
They're
the
working
estates.
on that.
Cody sent it to town council. Town council and this attorney are talking amongst themselves. The other attorney for Farm View Estates has the money in escrow. So I sent an email to Brandon, you all know him tonight. Brandon this morning, he was going to get us a quote to go, because of the amount of work, the streets, the road.
It's a lot,
Yes, he was going to go down and do it. He's going to get us a quote. And then I'll email it to town council and we should be all set.
Okay. Let's see, erosion grants on and around the pond. Any updates, Kim?
No, we've gone through the only updates. Cody wanted to wait a little bit. We wanted many others wanted to wait to see if we could get a conservation agent and some other things.
Yeah,
And I
he's
did talk
working
to
on
him
that.
today, and he's hoping to get that ad out next week for the conservation agent.
Awesome. And then, so it just makes sense a lot because there's, you didn't attend that meeting, Kathy, but Ed and Steve, like I didn't done yet. There's
Oh,
there's a
that,
total of.
What meeting was
There
that?
was a total of 325 available grants for erosion control.
Wow.
So once everybody's in place and like, because it's a aquifer, it's our drinking water for multiple towns, the Board of Health's involved, you've got the public beaches, and that's park and recreation, you've got the selectmen and us, that it may just make sense to which direction would we like to go.
I did send
Some other
everybody the
things
link
that-
to the EPA.
Awesome. And that, and just, maybe the discussions going, see where we'd like to go, which one we choose to do, because we could always ask the Army Corps of Engineers to come out too and pinpoint our major issues in erosion and start on those points first before doing a lot of the others. But we've had so many homeowners come in, and every site visit we do around the West and East Lake, there's so much erosion that something needs to be done. And hopefully we can do it with grants and other things. And a lot of people I know have been calling the legislators and things too. So, and I think, it'd be a little easier and more effective if the town did it and we did it more on a larger scale than each homeowner trying to get their own grant just to do their property.
Okay, so once we get an agent in place, then we can,
hopefully
more
you
on
can find
that
one
tonight.
quick
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
go on.
That'd be nice.
okay, let's see.
So many options left.
Yes, that's good.
And I did a little more research, because another person that, in a different town that served on the Board of Health, and I'll come in and ask Bob about it in a future date, that there may even be more available grants, because it is our water aquifer and other things, but that would be the water department and Board of Health.
Okay,
So how many grants can we really get?
Yes.
all right. The next thing is dock complaints.
Yes, we did get a bunch of dog complaints. I spoke to DEP and I spoke with our harbor master,
Yeah.
Chief Charles, and he likes the idea of, when I spoke to DEP, any dock that isn't a permanent dock, like piled into the ground, can go through a Chapter 10A through the harbor master. So we're working on a type of policy, and he's been talking with the selectmen, also, the select board also, selectmen, to create a policy where we're not going to go around and police the lake, but if a complaint comes in or a new dock comes in, they'll come to us, ask permission from the board to put a dock in. You give permission, I'll send them over to the harbor master. He will go and see and inspect. He'll send an email saying it's okay, he's inspected it, he's gonna permit it annually. I'll create the permit, the board will sign off on it. This is just what
This is- yeah, and this is
we
just-
have in
yeah.
process. And this is
This is
just
for the floating.
Just for the floating temporary.
When he says annually, does everyone have to submit something annually with them? or-
He will have to you have to re-permit annually. That's the
Is that
only
gonna cost
way,
them?
that's the only way, they're trying to keep the cost down. He doesn't want the residents to have to pay a large amount of money. But if we don't do it this way, then everybody will have to go through the state, through Chapter 91, and it's gonna be a lot more money.
And there will be a lot of after-the-fact RDAs
Yeah.
and NOAs and a lot more complaints coming.
So this way's easier, it's cheaper, and,
It stays within the town instead of in the state.
yes, yeah.
And it
stays
sounds like he has a platform to make it easier for everybody, so
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah,
So good.
Will you and Mrs. Ross split the administrative stuff, or would you be working with the chief solely on the administrative side of it?
I'm going to do the permits, so I'll be doing that administrative part of it.
Okay.
And he'll go out and do the inspections to, and see what they're going to do, what they're going to build, and make sure that it is not a piled, I think that's the word, I think I'm saying it right, a
Yeah,
piled
I
dock,
think so,
yes.
yeah, make sure it's a floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, if we were to start this policy, anybody that's coming, like the new, like when there's like the transfer, like if the home sells or it's inherited and different things,
That would all have to be talked about, yeah.
I assume it goes with the
It will
house.
probably follow the property, as like the deed restrictions in the Board of Health follow the property.
Okay.
So it will probably follow the property.
Quick thing on this, so the people who presently have a dock for, say, like, the last 20 years, they never paid anything, now they're gonna have to start paying a little fee?
But a floating
If
dock
we
or?
get a complaint on it, we're not gonna go looking for.
No, it says permitted annual.
Yes, each year, they're gonna
So
have to
they
get a
have,
permit.
if they've been doing it for so long,
They're
they're gonna have to,
Because that's the way it was supposed to be done. It just wasn't at the
it
time.
was
and-
more,
Yeah. So we're not trying to set precedents, we just want everybody to follow the same rules.
And would those fees go to the harbor master or would they come to conservation?
They'd come to conservation first and say, I'd like to put up a dock, will you give permission? Because you want to know, it has like shading when you put the dock up, underneath, mussels, whatever, the removal of the ground, you're still moving stuff. So Comcom has to give permission first, and then it will go over to the chief,
Okay.
harbor master for inspection.
Going off Ed, if it's been there the last 20 years, Concom hasn't given permission and done different things, will those individuals have to come in, see us first, and we say, okay, it's been
No.
20 years, okay, blah, blah, blah.
no,
Now
So-
it's-
I'm just thinking the fees, the annual fee.
Or it's.
'Cause they never- yeah,
they're
but
gonna
you
try to
said-
keep it low. They're gonna, I can't
Your
give you their
dock
prices, but chief wants to keep it low, and he feels that doing the 10A is way cheaper than doing the 91. He wants to keep the money out.
If they're gonna do fees, like it says annual fee, is it possible for like new people, okay, you pay a certain fee, probably a little more than everyone
So,
else?
for a
So
new
it lowers the cost for people who've been there for a while?
A new dock will probably, so if a new dock comes in, it may be a little more, and then the renewal will be cheaper.
Yeah.
But if we get a complaint, like we've got a few, he's just gonna go out and inspect.
Yeah,
And then he'll send us an email saying he's approved it, he's inspected it. I'll put it before you with a permit
Okay.
to approve. So no, if they've been there 20 years, they've just been there. And a lot of people don't realize like, oh, he's putting in a new dock. He's not. He's just putting in the dock that he took out for the winter. You know what I mean?
Putting it back in, yeah.
It makes sense. I like
It does make
I like the annual, I like keeping the money
Yeah. Well, it
in
would-
the town.
Yeah, it would go to the town, yeah. It would be like an administrative fee
Right.
to do the paperwork.
Just to file, yeah, you
The
need to pay.
inspections
Yeah.
for the chief,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but they are trying, they want to keep the cost low. He doesn't want the residents paying large amounts of money, and that's why he's trying to keep it out of,
okay.
keep it at the local level.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
On to the next.
Okay.
0 Pine Street and 1 Snow Street. I think that's still ongoing.
The lawyer's
Yes.
still in,
It's still with town council, and the owner did submit a letter today.
Yeah.
It's in, let me just get to that.
It's right here.
Docs.
yeah, here we go.
Oh, we got it? Yeah.
I will send the letter to town council tomorrow. I just didn't have a chance today, but I will tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, so we'll wait and see what town council says after we show them the letter.
So in the letter that Mr. Diaz sent to the board, DEP originally asked Conservation to go out and inspect the property for them. So they were well aware and felt there was a need for Conservation to go. So I kind of feel like we're backpedaling, and the rest of it's kind of just an
Right.
assumption and
So in order to get a warrant, there is a process that the attorney sent that have to be followed.
so I'd love to help you out, but Mr. Diaz said we were doing it. So I can't help it.
No.
Other than a phone call or something the board would want, but my question was, like with airspace and different stuff, and I don't know how the board feels about this. I know there's a board member, maybe more than one of us that own one.
That what?
To answer
I'm
town
sorry.
I didn't hear
council, a
you.
drone.
Oh, a drone, I don't know. I think, I don't,
Okay,
I don't think it could be like a personal one. You would, my thought would be you would have to hire somebody, like a business on the record.
okay,
I
so
don't know.
Mr. Gapsky made the complaint. Weren't the DPU involved in this too? Didn't they ask us to check out the property?
Yeah.
I wasn't here in the beginning of this.
DEP did originally ask us to go check the property, then it fell on deaf ears, it fell on deaf ears.
Yes.
When
So,
I went on and with Carver Street, I've been on the property and knocked on the door, and that's how I got the no trespass. So, but there is, from personal when I was out, there is large tires, there is heavy equipment, there's a trucking company back there too. So, but I don't know the property lines, there weren't fences and things. There was piles of, like in the back, I didn't block the property and things, but like you could see out towards the tree line, where you could see the dried up entrance stream. We used to fish out there when they were the old logs and different things like as kids. There's an intimate stream back there, and there were piles of trees and things, but who's to say way back when it was a different property owner, that those trees didn't have permission to come down and different things. But you couldn't see from Mr. Diaz's driveway, like large moved piles of sand and earth and different things, but it's also a gigantic piece of property.
yeah. So I'm going to send it to town council tomorrow, the letter, and we'll see what they
See what
say
they
about
say.
that. But town council is saying, if, to get a search warrant, there is a process you have to follow, and I can send it to you. You just have to have all types of information. You have to have an affidavit. Someone from the board has to go to the court or submit it to the police department, and they have to go to the court. And it's not an easy task, she said.
Right.
But like I said, somebody from the board or the town has to take the initiative and do the affidavit and all that stuff to get the warrant. But I will definitely send her the letter tomorrow.
Yeah,
I don't
let me know, let us
I'm no
know.
lawyer or anything, but maybe one of us will call Mr. Diaz and say, can we go on the property? It gives us a refusal, then we go in.
You have
I
to,
don't know, direct refusal, like, obviously he's mentions a couple people
He's,
from this board on this,
see,
one person.
we voted to have Steve the point person for this property, and he's outright refused to allow Mr. Goodman on the property.
Okay,
So-
Unless he would prefer that the vice chair or the chair go, because I can't go.
Yeah,
I'd happily go, I'd go as a full board, but I can't even go as a
Oh, I know.
board member if you
Yeah.
post a meeting, so.
but we could try
Well,
to.
he's saying right in the letter.
He says,
he's reached out
yeah,
to
at the end it
DEP,
says,
And if they feel they have a reason for a site visit, he'll work with them. So they're,
Well, DEP already felt there was a reason for a site visit. That's why they asked conservation to go.
and that's
So we're like
why,
backpedaling, so
yeah,
now
well,
what do we do?
this is why town council is saying to get the warrant that you want, there are steps you have to follow. You have to do the affidavit, you have to write everything you see, write everything you don't see from the street.
Everything down there is private property because it's a private road. So how would that work?
So
It's not
you-
like there's
then
a
it has to be
public
written
way.
down, it's private property, you
everything's a
can't see
private way.
anything, we can't verify the accusations, we don't have permission to come on, whatever you see or don't see, has to be documented in an affidavit and signed by someone of the town or the board, and then it has to go, I believe, over to the police department and, I forget who the warrant officer is, I'm sorry, I forget his name. And I believe he may be the one that has to
Go
go
to
to the
court.
court with the affidavit and everything.
yeah, in front of the clerk at the
And
courthouse.
then it would be
Okay.
issued.
Yeah, because when you go down and you take your right on the pine after the little convenience store, liquor store there, near Ocean Ave, and you take your right on the pine, it's a big loop, that goes around and comes out on the Hanson side, over there, Dave's Automotive. And you can see a little bit just driving the road or parking there, but trucking.
No, this time of year, everything, the
But
trees
I
are full
don't know.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
This is just the process that town council says has to be followed.
Yeah, we want to see the wetlands, see the situation on the wetlands. We are part of conservation.
So they're kind of at a standstill at the moment because this is what needs to be done in
Yeah.
order for that, if you don't get permission to
Can
go
you
on.
use Google Earth Live, or is that?
That's like, the changes, like, the Google Earth was every couple of years.
Couple of years, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you could use it as evidence, but I just don't know if it's going to be accepted as
for an affidavit.
for an
Do we know
affidavit, right?
some of the property over there, and I don't know if it's true for Mr. Diaz's property, like, the town line is so weird. Does Hanson have anything where it might have been filed in Hanson, say if his property line, you know how some of the property lines down there, some of it's in Hanson, some of them are in Halifax?
I can ask Hanson, but I don't know.
That maybe Hanson might have something that we don't, because maybe it fell on that side,
Okay.
because like I'm not sure of the property lines, but like Hanson's like right there.
Yeah.
It's a good possibility that his property splits between both towns.
So you
Yeah.
could
So if-
call Hanson and ask them,
I can call Hanson and ask them. I'll send the letter to town council, but
and we'll work on
really,
that, and,
yeah, it
and
falls
then,
back to
did
the
you want to try
board.
calling him, or I should try calling him, or do you think we'll just go the other road?
Work with them, I'll see what,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's still, even if it's, anything was done in
We'll talk about it
Halifax
during
has to do their
executive
own
Yeah.
thing.
Session.
Oh, we're not gonna have one of those.
Yeah, so if you want to move forward with the warrant, that's just what.
I know, like,
Says you
certain
have to do.
companies, like, I've dealt with warrants in the past. If the person gives you direct refusal to go to the property, you have a reason why you went there at a certain time, went to the property, the guy refused access, check the wetlands, then it usually goes to the court pretty easy that way.
Yes, but you have to, somebody has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a sworn affidavit.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying I went to the property, refused me access.
Yeah, somebody
then-
just has to do the affidavit, and then they'll be able to move forward, but kind of at
Yeah.
a standstill until that's
All right.
done, if that's the way you want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we should go that route, like, get the direct, if we have any contact with Mr. Diaz,
So
I will
what-
call, Kathy will call,
Yeah.
So
and
I can try giving him a call and
So
see.
in-
Okay,
then we can get the direct refusal, and that could be part of the
Okay.
affidavit.
okay.
Do we need to vote on anything that
Hmm?
Kathy or yourself are going to take over? Because it's obvious in this letter that Mr. Diaz has a problem with one of our board members, so.
We'll just leave it.
We'll work as a board together,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll work together. We don't need to have a point person for this one. I think this one's so large encompassing.
No, I don't mean like it deserves discussions, like if the if the homeowner is more comfortable with yourself or Ed, then, like, I'd rather have him work with just one person where he doesn't feel it may be targeted or anything like that, or the other things in the letter.
Well, like in the past, whenever someone discusses something with somebody, you come back to the board and say,
Right.
this is what we discussed. We
Right.
discussed with everyone else,
I
but
don't think you have to vote on a point personnel,
No.
just either way, I will give them a call and, yeah, we can continue it on to the next meeting and discuss it then.
Okay, continue it to 8-1.
Yeah, and then you'll work on getting that to the attorney, and then we'll see.
Okay.
111 Lake Street, we sent him, there's three things here, 111 Lake Street, 130 Fuller, and 471 Mont Ponset. They're all things that we've sent letters to, and there's been no response. So Peggy's going to send a more formal letter to them.
A more, okay, we can get the wording tomorrow, but
Yeah,
a more stern letter with Kathy's signature, not mine.
yeah, and see if then they
Sometimes
can
we see,
respond.
the office, the admin,
So,
but sometimes when it's the chair or a co-chair,
yeah,
it's
and I'm
different.
around tomorrow, I
Yeah.
can come by. and
Okay. all right.
You write a
I'll do
letter
that.
and I'll sign it.
all right, sounds good.
Okay, and then, let's see,
So the other business that, for after the agenda went out, so this isn't on the agenda, we're not voting, I'm just giving you information. Mr. Burris came in, you denied the 22 Home Street at the 6:20 meeting, I believe. And Mr. Burris came in a couple of days or a week or so after that and asked if he redid the plans and he moved the garage outside of the 50-foot buffer line zone, would the board members who were not in favor be more inclined to be in favor?
and
We were on the phone.
Kathy?
yes,
Well, yeah, and Kathy was, she
One
said
of them, her and
yes.
Steve.
She would be more inclined to approve it
Right.
if the garage was outside the 50 buffer line. We know you can't be outside the 100, but outside the 50.
yeah, and that was actually something when we went over and did the site visit. I thought that was something he said he was going to do, was just have the garage outside. So I was surprised when he came before us and everything was within the 50.
So
I might have misunderstood him.
thought he may be here tonight, so I put it under other, because he wanted to present the new plan to the board and get your thoughts on it before he resubmitted a new NOI and put all the money into it again. And I understand that.
Yeah, he has spent a great deal of money, and he's willing to spend a great deal of extra money to go above and beyond, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
I was good with it. My only question to him with his new plans, though, where he was moving the leaching fields and other things, will he still have the room? Because the septic was one of the reasons.
I don't think he's moving the
He stayed
septic.
within the 50, so we can move the leaching field off his neighbor's property into his property and the septic with the moving of the driveway and things like that. And I think
Yeah,
a lot of
I think
his
he's working with
decisions-
Joe to, I think, try to keep as much where it is as possible and just get that
Yeah,
garage
'cause-
off the
Yeah.
50.
If he's gonna put, I'm just thinking a lot, obviously he can speak for himself, but if he's gonna move the garage somewhere else, obviously he can't put it near
Right, nothing can go on the leaching
Leach field, yeah.
so,
the septic itself, so
yeah.
he's probably gonna just
I mean, yeah,
leave it.
Maybe he's gonna make it a little smaller, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe he'll
But
fix that.
when he
We'll
presents the
find out when he
plan.
comes
Yeah.
in. Yeah,
Let's see
I
what he
just
says
wanted
when
you
he
to be aware of it, and that he is, he's willing to do what he can to
Yeah.
get out of the 50-foot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Signatures for fiscal year 2024.
yes, I know, let's see, right here, Kathy, and I know, my stickies.
I love it. And you know what?
This is a minute. And that's that.
I've signed on here too, two places, huh?
You get free, I think, on the bottom, too.
Oh my God.
And I'll make a copy of it and give it to accounting, and I'll put it in for our next meeting for Steve to sign.
Okay. Yeah.
I do have 22 Home Street on here with order of conditions. I don't know why, so please disregard that because it was
Yes.
denied on 6/20.
Yes. In meeting minutes to be approved.
Yeah, I think we have to go each one individually.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
okay. Not just two, and
Thank you.
Here, I was present, so we have minutes for the meeting on June 14th, 2022. Everyone was present, except for Colleen.
okay, I put a motion that we sign June 14th minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And thank you for taking the time, Peggy, to email them all out to us.
Oh, you're welcome. I think it's easy for you to read them.
And to
Read
do
them at our
the
leisure.
new things and- Thanks.
I put, yep,
Thank you.
I put a motion that we sign June 30th, 2022 meeting, the minutes for the meeting.
And second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And everybody was at that meeting too. Thank you.
Totally.
This is October 11th, and Kim wasn't here, but,
Okay.
so,
Put a motion that we approve the minutes for October 11th, 2022.
I'll second the motion for you and Kathy.
okay.
All in favor? Aye.
Good. Where's the signatures?
They're almost done.
Yeah.
You're almost up to date.
Yeah, a lot of work because we haven't had somebody here, so.
And is that,
Say we approve the minutes for October 25th, 2022.
I second.
Motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Kim, you weren't there for that one either.
The second for Kathy and Ed again.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Next one, November 8th.
Motion to approve the November 8th, 2022 meeting minutes.
The second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Everyone like that one?
And I think everyone was here for that one, except for Steve.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh, thank you. Oh, we're back to June, where is it, Helen?
Yep, June of this year.
Oh. Oh, that was last year, wow. Okay.
Last one.
I put a motion that we approve the minutes for June 20th, 2023.
And second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I think we were all here for that one.
So there is nothing under executive session. It's on the agenda in case we ever needed to go into executive session.
Okay.
It's there. Our next meeting will be held on August 1st, 2023. It is scheduled for here in the Selectman's office. It will be posted though, where it will be.
I talked to Kathy today, and I was like,
What?
did I miss something? Am I ready for the meeting?
No.
Okay, awesome.
It's on there just in case anybody, say you wanted to talk to each other about each other. One of you didn't want it to be in an open meeting, you could request an executive session. So it's there, just in case you ever wanted to.
You're always improving the agenda.
Or if somebody wanted to go into executive session to talk about something else, they could.
Awesome.
So,
That's it, right?
anything else?
That's it.
I put a motion that we adjourn.
Second?
Oh, I wouldn't stay. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait, I second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all set.